Welcome back, everybody. May is Maternal Mental Health Month. I won't even bother to tell you guys what just happened, but I'm going to tell you at the end of the interview. It's a time to shine a light on the emotional journeys that so many mothers experience, but they hardly talk about. So we've got with us now Tameka A Coley. Tami Tsansai, is that the name? Tsansai Coley is here with us to talk about her journey of motherhood as she celebrates triumph. You see it at the bottom of the screen, but triumph post-tragedy, no?
Yes.
So thank you for being here. You have been in the mental health space, right?
I have.
So for all intents and purposes, you're equipped with all the tools to navigate tough times, right?
Ooh.
Until
you get hit with something like this. Then you realize you have to go back to the drawing board, learn new tools. The tools may not work. Mm-hmm. It's a very different thing.
Let's talk about it, Tom. So you are now the mother of an 8-month-old boy.
Yes.
He's so cute. I said, Kiri, you need to bring him in. Please bring that child inside here. But that was your second pregnancy. So tell me about the first time.
Oh, so the first time, that was in 2023. I was pregnant with my daughter. I went all the way up to 7 months pregnant. So the last appointment we had with our doctor, he was like, okay, we're just cruising to the finish line now. Everything looks great. You know, everything was good. There was no issue. And one day, just out of the blue, I started having a headache. And, you know, I was like, okay, I didn't really sleep that much last night, so maybe I need to get some more rest. Got some more rest. The following day, it still persisted. So I said, okay, it must be hydration. Drank more water, slept extra. The next morning I woke up and it was way worse than it was in the first day. And I said to Kiri, I'm like, you know, this headache is not easing up and I have a weird feeling about it. So he said, kind of explain some more. Let me call the doctor for you. While I'm speaking to him, my vision just went.
Stop it.
I couldn't see. I'm speaking to, he's right here and I couldn't see him at all. And I was like, I can't see you. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't see anything right now. So he's waving. He's like, you can't see anything? I'm like, no, nothing. He's like, just like that? I'm like, just like that. So we called the doctor and he's like, bring her to the hospital immediately. So went to the hospital. We were praying all the way there because we're like, this is very strange. You know, everything is fine. And he's just like, Tami, everything is fine. The doctor said everything is fine. It may just be, you know, something, you know, pregnancy can be weird. So I'm like, all right, cool, let me try and just calm myself, deep breaths. So we're hoping for the best at this point because everything looks good. We get there, they're checking me and they're like, no, we can't admit you, we don't have the time. So I'm like, what is going on? The doctors are running around and they're shouting to each other. I'm like, this doesn't seem good. Can somebody tell me what's happening, please? They're like, ma'am, we don't have the time. We can explain everything to you. We're going to tell your husband, but right now, we need to save your life. You have 15 minutes. I'm like, what do you mean?
To save your life?
To save my life.
The baby's life?
Yeah. Life. So that was my next question. I said, okay, how is the baby? They're like, we're checking the baby right now. They check, they're like, baby is good. Everything is fine. Here's the issue. We just need to get the baby out.
What was happening in your body?
So they told me that I had preeclampsia, but also with HELLP syndrome. So when you have HELLP, it's HELLP. I don't remember what exactly the acronym means, but it speaks to the organs that are being affected. So I know it's heart and some other stuff. So basically, while they're doing all these checks, my organs were like shutting down one by one. By the time they explained that to me, I had to go straight into surgery. The baby was born and she was fine. She even cried. So I didn't know that because I was put under, but my partner was there, he knew. So he was able to hold her and stuff like that. So by the time I came around, I'm like, okay, let me hold her. How is everything? And the nurse is like, yeah, you can hold her, but she said it a little weird. So I'm like, why are you saying it like that? She said, yeah, man, you can hold her before we take her away. So I'm like, take her away where? When I get her, I'm realizing that, wait. And she's like, unfortunately, you know. So I said, but everything was fine. What happened? And they said, well, you know, she was fine. You know, she was here for a little while. She cried and then her lungs collapsed. We tried to resuscitate her, but we were unsuccessful. And right there, it's like time stopped for me. You know, I didn't hear anything else. And I was in the hospital for, I think, about 2 weeks after that, because I was still not good. I was still not good. So it took a little while. And just the journey after that, it was so strange.
So what gave you the faith, the strength, to decide to try again? Because after you go through that, you know that's trauma. Are you going to post-traumatic stress?
It's big.
And you know you still at work through that.
Definitely.
So how do you get the compunction to say, Akiri, let's try this again?
To be honest with you, we were open to the idea. We didn't think we were ready to try again at that point in time. But he kept getting dreams. I kept getting dreams. And we were like, what does this mean, you know? And then we recognized that, you know, the miracle is here, whether we're ready or not. So we're like, all right, we need to start preparing. So we started to, you know, look up some online stuff and watch some videos, read some books, just try to understand. Because I was thinking, how am I going to navigate this? Because I am still at that point where I'm looking at her and wondering, why is she not waking up? You know, so I'm like, how am I going to find that strength and that love to give to another child? And to be honest with you, the moment when I had my son, when I looked at him, it was just like a switch flipped. And the grief is there, but now it goes into the background. And I just felt so happy. I was like, oh my God, you made it. Like, you're here.
Fingers 10
you're here. Everything is fine, you know. And
gosh.
When he cried, it was so loud. I was just like, yeah, man, him lungs good.
Got those Cooper lungs, girl. You know what that is. And so what has the journey been like these last 8 months for you?
It has been interesting. It has been interesting. It's a strange journey to walk with the joy in one hand and the grief in the other. Because even as I celebrate 8 months for him, on the 19th, I celebrate 8 months for him, I keep thinking, you know, Sunday was Mother's Day. I was very excited that, you know, it's my first Mother's Day with my child here in my arms. You know, last year I had a Mother's Day, but it felt like, you know, I didn't quite make that mark. So I was happy, but at the same time I kept thinking, you know, what if she were here too? What would that be like? So my mind kept going back to that. And I recognized that it's a journey that it's never really going to end. It's just going to keep shifting.
But you know this. Again,
yeah, it just keeps shifting. And in a space like that, you hear so much, you know, people tell you things like, oh, God has a plan, and none of those things console you. You don't want to hear that at that point in time. People tell you the same things I tell people when they're going through their mental health journey. They're like, take some deep breaths, journal, this, that. None of that works. So
what do we tell, because it's Maternal Mental Health Month, and you've gone through enough for your meds to have been completely off, and you're still working through a very difficult time in your life. What do we say to you? What do we say to mothers who've lost kids? Or do we just shut up and say, we don't understand, but we are here if you need us?
That is good. I found that gave me some comfort when people said, you know, I can't imagine what this is like for you, but I'm here.
Can we just stick a pin there? Please don't tell people you understand. You don't understand. Somebody lost a parent, you lost a parent. I understand. We know you think you understand, but everybody's grief is a different grief.
Very much so.
You know? So I've been there, yes, but you don't really understand unless it happens to you in the way it happens.
Yeah.
So we avoid, I understand.
Yeah, I would say definitely. Unless you have actually been through the experience, don't say that you understand, because it may it may upset the person. It may make them feel worse, you know, as opposed to give the consolation that you're trying to give. So that was something that really grated on my nerves when people said it to me. I was just like, I don't really think so.
Yeah.
You know, I know what you're trying to do, but when you say, oh, don't worry about it, you'll have another one, that is definitely not helpful.
Say it again, Tam, please.
Not helpful at all. They're like, yeah, man, you gotta have another one and you soon forget all about that. I'm like, no, she was here. She was real. She was a person. She has a birth certificate. I didn't imagine this.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a doll. One child doesn't replace the other. So that is something for mothers to understand, but also the people around supporting them need to understand that as well. So I think...
And for mothers who have been through this, how should they self-care?
Give yourself time to grieve. That's very important. Your grief...
Come here.
Your grief is not going to look like someone else's grief. So you may not understand exactly what you're navigating, but give yourself that grace. Give yourself that time. Make sure that you're not pushing yourself to get through it too quickly. Or if you realize that you cannot show up one day, it's fine. You know, I am someone who I'm very high achieving, so that was difficult for me. But I wanted to keep pushing through and keep showing up, and then I recognized I don't have to do that. No. This is not a normal situation, and I have to just pause. So you really have to just go through those motions.
Feel what you have to feel.
Yeah, feel it.
Give yourself grace.
Feel it and allow people to show up for you, because I couldn't do it myself.
Right. This is Akiri Cooper. This is Tam's partner and the father of this beautiful baby boy. Part of the Cooper lineage, and I brought him here today because he's actually Arif Cooper's brother, Ibo's son, and Ibo's grandchild. So it's his family sitting on this set, and I'm so proud of you. I'm very careful. I'm hold it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hold it.
Holding it,
guys. You deserve every happiness, and I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Blessings
to you.
Proud of you, Papa. Hey, I'm going to hold the baby. We'll be right back after this break. Hi.